Right, we've looked at that small little nugget of a 1911, and now it's time to get onto the one that I'm more excited about. And this is a product from Kizuna Works. This is the Basilisk, or the BSK, wherever it was, BSK43. It's the first model I think they've released, but as you can see, they're going to be doing like 7 different models, and they're going to be doing it in different colours. I saw this on WGC at the same time. When I first saw this, looks-wise, I wasn't a fan of it, but getting it actually in front of me, I actually kind of like it. But it's got a little bit of a quirk that some of you out there might not be aware of. So we've got some bits in here from Kizuna Works. Got your normal manual stuff in there. We have a sticker from them, and we have the pistol itself. There's nothing else in the box. I'm not sure if yours will come with bubble wrap in here like this. WGC, when they ship my orders out, they tend to throw extra bits of bubble wrap in the box, which is always nice. So we can get rid of these bits. So yeah, I wasn't massively aware of this product. And then after I ordered it, I went and perused YouTube, looking at clips from MOA where they were showing these off, and they had tons of different models. And you might be saying to me, Mr. Jaeger, it is literally just another hi-capa with a funky pattern on it. Got some ambidextrous controls there. Why should I care? Well, as far as I'm aware, they're the first airsoft company to bring us a hi-capa that does this. This is a G17 magazine, ladies and gentlemen. So this is a hybrid. They call it the G-Capa, or the high Glock, or the Glock Kappa, whatever you want to call it. It is a hi-capa 2011 style pistol, but it takes Glock magazines. Very, very cool indeed. And the first thing I noticed when pulling this out of the box was how incredibly comfy this grip is. I don't know if it's because moving to, a Glock style mag, they can thin the grip down. Maybe that's it, but I picked it up and I was like, ooh, I really, really like that. So, Glock magazine out the way. We've got our trusty magnet, so you can see I'm not banking on this having a ton of steel parts. But we've got a threaded barrel there, and it is a proper threaded barrel. The only thing I don't like about threaded barrel is you've got this plastic end cap there, which is very, very loose fitting. So a lot of the times you put it on, it will go on like diagonally. So you really have to be careful with that. But it's got a threaded barrel. So if we did want to put barrel accessories on, we don't have to worry about a barrel adapter. We can screw it right on there. It's not going to loosen anything off. You can have your tracers, you can have your suppressors, whatever you want to throw at it. Maybe a funky compensator. Hopefully they'll come out with some nice compensators and such. And we've got raised iron sights, because it does have a plate here that it looks like we can remove. It didn't come with an RMR plate in the box. But we're looking at that a little bit further in a moment. What I really do like about this is they've deleted the beaver tail, like the grip safety. So that's not really something that you need to press down like a lot of hi-capas. So let me grab one. For example, here's one I prepared earlier. On 2011s and 1911s, you've always got this like grip safety. So you can pull the trigger, it's not going to go anywhere until you squeeze this, and then it will fire. And just go into this now. Going from that and going to this, which I actually really like this grip. I think I like it better than that latest one we had on the Perfect 11, which was like the stippled one. I actually prefer this one to it. But going from this to this feels alien now. It's very, very weird. You can obviously tell there's a difference in magazine sizes. So hi-capa mags, they're roughly around about the same thickness. I think they're a little bit wider, but they're bigger, and they've got a different profile, of course, like that. But having held this now and going between the two, I much prefer the grip on this. It's just a geometry thing. So we've got ambidextrous controls, like I said. We've got a slide release on the left-hand side. We've got a slide release on the right-hand side. You can actuate the safeties on both sides. The safeties are very notchy. They click into place. They're not loose, like on a lot of the Army models. That's where they suffer. These, they always sit loose, and you can like press them together and then they come loose again. So they are screwed. So, oh, there we go. It's just attracting to the steel pin there. The magwell itself is polymer. Grip's polymer. The grip is part of the frame, which is also polymer. And then I believe the slide is metal. And again, we've got no steel parts as far as I can tell. Now, how do we pull the slide off this thing? Is it simple? Is it straightforward? Can we just push that through? I think we might be able to. It does feel like it's coming out. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. If I hold it there, can I poke it? Here we go. So we can remove that there. The right hand side does stay connected, so I haven't got to worry about that falling off. And then we can slide all this forward. And we can see what's going on. So hammer, all the components in here, there's no steel. That is attracted to something. I think it's the spring. So it's the spring that's sitting behind here. That's what it's attracted to. And the pin. Everything else. Maybe there is some steel components in there because it is. It's not this frame. Maybe it's the valve knocker. Let's drop that forward. No, valve knocker is not steel. So there's something in here that's steel, but can't quite see it as it is. So there's the grip. It's a completely molded frame that's integrated with the grip. One thing I will say is, I can reset this. The trigger on these, now I might have to show you when the slide's back together, the trigger is very, very good. So we'll take a look at the slide now. I can pull the bushing down very easy. I can do this all one-handed. We can pull the guide rod out. It is just cast parts, of course. We do seem to have a little plastic cup there, which maybe encapsulate the spring underneath it. We can pull the barrel out. So the barrels are screwed together. So they're fixed in place. How we adjust the hop on this thing, I think it's this screw here. So we just use an Allen key. I don't think one came with it. That's going to be a bit too wide. So it's going to be like a 1.5mm Allen key or such. So maybe, because this, they might have thought about this ahead, look. So if we put that in there, we have got a hole through the grip, through the frame, which I think perfectly lines up, yeah, with that hole. So when the pistol's together, I'm betting you can put an Allen key in there and adjust the hop. You could probably even adjust it while you're firing with it if you move your finger out of the way. So you don't have to take the pistol apart to adjust the hop. Very good. It is a very weighty barrel. Again, all cast parts we've got going on here. So this is going to be some kind of like hybrid nozzle system, which is how it integrates with the Glock magazines. I am interested to see what's under this though. Can we pull this off and have a look? So we've got a big bolt there. A little screw there. Maybe it's an accessory that they're going to do after the fact. Yes, yeah, so we pull that off. It exposes the nozzle spring. So we're going to require them to do a plate, like a red dot plate. But I imagine it's something they will be doing. So for the big screw, we use a 2.5mm Allen key. And for the small one, we use a 2mm Allen key. Loosen that off a little bit. It seems a bit tight. I want to make sure I'm not threading these holes and destroying them. So put the back one in first. And I put the big one in. That one feels like you could very easily destroy the threads. It doesn't feel very positive when you're screwing it in. I reckon that's going to be the first bolt to go. Reassembling it, we put the barrel set back in. We take our guide rod, our spring and our bushing. Pop them together. Let this fall back into place like that. We can slide that back onto the frame, like so. We line that up like you normally would on a hi-capa. And that locks back in. So, all that out the way, we've looked at the internals. We've got a bit of gas in the mag. Feels really snappy, to be honest. The trigger is right on the wall. There's like maybe there's a little bit of movement there. But honestly, when you're firing it, it feels really, really good. So let's get some BBs into this. You know, a Glock mag we can fill in the top. Happy days. 0.25 gram BBs. We'll just top this up with gas. We did shoot it a little bit. And we're going to see what this thing chronos at on a 0.25 gram BB. So let's give it a go. First shot. 0.673. 0.68. He's firing lower than it was yesterday. 0.696. I think yesterday we were getting about 0.8 to 0.9 joules, but we were on a different chrono. 0.694. 0.7. I'm just going to keep going now. Do 5 more. 0.7. 694. 693, 696, 0.7, 0.87, 0.687, sorry, and 0.675. So not bad. 240 to 245 FPS on a 0.25. Nice and responsive though. I do like it. But what you're probably asking me, and you get to the point here, is it going to work with a plethora of magazines? So what do we have here? We've got a Marui Gen 5. We've got a couple of other Marui, I think these are like 20 or 22 mags, I can't remember. This is a TPI TP22 magazine. This is the only VFC magazine that I've got, which is out of the Marksman 9. That's another Marui mag. Why did I bring 3 of those? I really don't know. AAPO1. I had another mag somewhere. There it is. And there. So we've got an AAPO1 without an extended base. We've got an AAPO1 with an extended base. And we've also got the Krytac Maxim 9. So let's get some gas in these magazines. I am going to switch out this propane can because it isn't playing ball, I don't think. Switch to the other one. It is cold today. Maxim 9. Yeah, this one's feeling a lot better. VFC extended 50 rounder, just because it's what I had. TP22, AAPO1 that's just decided to start leaking. With an extended base plate. CTM base plate, that is. Normal AAPO1 mag, just because. Tokyo Marui Gen 5, and then we've got some older Gen Maruis. I believe the Gen 5 is as it came out the box. These other Marui magazines have got different gas routers on. Just out of transparency, they've got those 9-ball purple gas routers. Now the magazine it comes with has a completely flat gas router. Now on the Maxim 9 we've got a heightened curved router. VFC, not quite as high, but we've still got a curved router there. TP22 is flat. This pistol does kind of remind me of the TP22, the way it's made and stuff. So maybe they're sister companies or something. I'm not sure. AAP01 is flat as well, and the Maruis are curved but a lot lower. So we're going to give these a go. So I'm going to try and remember which one was which, and we'll see if we can get some of these to work. TP22, extended AAP, normal AAP. We'll get rid of those rounds because I'm not sure what weight they are. Let's swap those out. I don't know where they've come from. They're probably 2.5s anyway, but best to be sure. Marui Gen 5. I'd much prefer this thing to run on Marui mags, if I'm completely honest with you. I can't remember which one of these are gassed up, so I'm just going to bomb them all up the same. Dropping BBs everywhere. And we're going to give these a go. So we'll test the power through the chrono, and then we'll see how they run. So this one is probably one that I don't think will work, which is the Maxim 9 mag. It does go in. It does chamber. Chrono 0.668. So around about the same power. Function just fine. Lock back on empty. VFC extended. Slide wrapped forward then. When I put it forward, it did load one. So you can run your extended Glock mags with these. 0.763, a little bit higher on a VFC mag. 0.756. A little bit higher. We were dropping there though as we got through it. Perhaps needs purging a bit of gas, but it does work and it locks back on empty. TTI TP22 mag. Oh, balls. Did get a bit stuck there. Does look similar. I don't think it is though. Now we'll try and run it anyway. See if it works. Chrono, it comes in at 0.76, 0.76, 0.76. That mag's really consistent. Let's put the rest. That one ran out of juice. The TTI mags are like that, to be honest. They always get like a false fill. So AAP01 with an extended base plate. Let's see if this one works. Does 0.7 joules, 0.687, 0.7, 0.718, 0.727. We're getting a bit spicier. 0.7, 0.7, 0.6 was the last shot. Locks back on empty. I won't chrono it on this AAP mag because it's the same. I just want to check its function. That one ran out of juice as well. To be honest, these AAP mags, not the best. Right, Marui G17 Gen 5. Does catch a little bit on the router there. We'll give it a go. 0.59, 0.61, 0.63, 0.63, 0.63, 0.61, 0.62. Works just fine. Let's get rid of the mag. For some reason on those, they were coming out a little bit lower on the power, but the pistol felt a little bit more positive under its. It does when you pop these in though. It does get stuck a little bit. So older mag, 0.878. Not really sure what's going on here. This has got the different routers though. So it's shooting. That's the highest it's shot at 0.86 joules, and that is on a Marui mag with 9-ball routers. You can kind of see that the nozzle's like resting on each side of the router. If I fire it. didn't lock back on empty for some reason. Maybe it's just getting a bit stuck, but you can see there where the nozzles may be running on the routers there. So we'll get rid of the ammo in these mags. Yeah, they're not the Gen 5 lock back, but these ones, so we'll put the Gen 5 in, lock straight away. Something's catching. They're not quite sitting right, so if you wiggle it, they do come up. So there's a bit of a geometry difference there. We'll fire this last mag off. Again, you drop the slide forward. You just have to move it forward. They're just catching on the routers, which is a shame because they run really good on these Miru mags. Yeah, just no lock back on empty. To be honest with you, I think the routers on the new Gen 5s are less aggressive. Yeah, it doesn't quite catch as much, it's just ever so slightly. I do have a bunch of these Gen 5 mags, that's probably what I'll run it on. The Maxim as well, seem to run okay. The plus side to the Maxim mags, now these have a really high router, so I'm not sure how it's getting away with not catching these ones, but catching these ones, because this one sits much higher. But I do have a bunch of them. The plus side to the Maxim mags, of course, is how light they are. I wouldn't run an AOP1 mags because they're not reliable enough. TTI TP22 mags, these are a pain as well. They don't take much gas and they're really heavy for what they are. But it seemed to run okay. Also, doesn't lock back on empty. Well, now it does. And then the mag it came with. You could just run it on Kizuna Works mags. That mag actually works really, really well. You could also run it on VFC Glock mags. I know a lot of you out there run VFC Glocks. Let's put a bit more gas in this one. See if we can let this rip. So if you're running VFC Glock mags, it might actually kick hardest on that VFC mag. Now you still have curved routers, which is strange because on this curved router it doesn't bind. It must be to do with how they sit on the mag release. Where you take these ones and you can feel it binding a little bit. Again, on the Gen 5, wasn't bad. So a good mag choice I think is probably going to be VFC mags. What we'll do is, now we've got a bit more gas in this mag, we'll re-chrono it. It hasn't been, I mean this isn't even a proper like VFC one, it's like a Marksman 9 mag. And it has been being unused for a hell of a long time. Which is probably why it's playing up a little bit, drying out. Still set to 2.5, let's see what it does. 0.7. 0.7 pretty much every shot. Fairly consistent, to be honest. So there you have it, there's your mag. Compatibility, you didn't ask for it, but there it is. What was the original mag? There we go. I just thought it was a funky pistol. Now, one thing that does concern me with these Kizuna Works pistols is longevity. They are obviously made to a price, so it would be nice to see from them part support if you have problems. You know, if you have a hammer breakage or you bust a nozzle, because it's going to be, I'm not even sure if it's like just a normal, I wouldn't have thought it would be a normal Glock nozzle. I'd have to check that. But there's not much information out there on these at the minute. I haven't seen many videos. There's a couple of videos from MOA, so maybe we'll have to wait and for them to hit market. Now, when I pulled that off there, it's a little bit rough. So I'll have to pull the nozzle out, but I think it's going to be a proprietary nozzle. I wouldn't know just from like looking at it, but yeah, all the same. I mean, it would be cool if it was just a Glock nozzle, because you could just throw a Maru one in there and have it better mate up with the Maru mags, because this is a flat gas router design rather than the curved ones. So yeah, there you have it, the Kizuna Works Basilisk BSK43. What I did find interesting, I can't remember who did the video at MOA, but they were showing off all the different models, and they had big models, they had short models, they had ones with compensators on, they had them in all different colours, they even had a split slide version. So we might see interesting things coming here from Kizuna Works. We'll have to keep an eye out open, but for me, it's comfy, it seems to shoot well. We'll have to test the hot performance when we get round to it. It's got a pretty good trigger, considering. We need to wait for accessories like RMR plates and such, but you could run it as it is like this. It's absolutely fine. Can we get it in our holster? Let's give it a go before we end this. So we can shove our X300 Ultra on there. It's a little bit loose, but it will go in our holster, which is nice, isn't it? So there you go. Any questions? Feel free to put them in the comments below, or get involved in the Air Precision Discord community. Link will be in the description. I know I say it in every video, but people always say, where's the link to Discord? It's down below in the description. And any questions, put them down in the comments. I'll do my best to answer when I can. Let me know what you think of it. Yeah or nah. And we'll be seeing you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. And as always, from me and Bench, we'll see you in the next one.